Hey, it's Joshua Vergara. What's going on, everybody? And I have the immense pleasure to have one of our friends here, SuperSafTV. Well, okay, this is something I've always wanted to ask you. I'm sure you've had people ask you this before. When they introduce you, is it always SuperSafTV, SuperSaf, or just Saf? Like, what's the best way to do that?
Well, Saf is what everybody calls me, but with my online profile, it's Super Saf.
Yeah.
The TV thing, the reason why the TV thing actually came about was because Super Saf wasn't available on YouTube at the time. So I was like, what do I do, right? So it's like, okay, I'll stick a TV at the end.
Yeah.
But now everything is consistently just Super Saf, but it's kind of become part of the intro. What's up, YouTube Saf here on Super Saf TV.
Okay.
So I kind of just keep that for the YouTube channel. But yeah, generally for me personally, it's Super Saf.
Okay, great. Well, Saf is here with us, and thank you guys so much for watching the live stream. And we're actually recording this we're not at the booth, obviously. I did want to come by and make sure I caught Saf before he was actually out of here from Las Vegas. But you don't have to give too many details. But you've only really been here for a day or two, huh?
Yeah, it's been pretty hectic. I got here on Tuesday night, and it's Friday right now, and I've just packed my bags and getting ready to leave. So
directly after this, I think he has to go straight to the airport.
Yeah, pretty much. It's been pretty hectic, and with CES, I mean, next time I'll probably come in earlier. This was a bit of a last minute thing, so hopefully next time I'll be here a good few days in advance.
Yeah, I remember coming in on the first day, and I was trying to figure out who was around. We saw some of our friends. We last saw each other in Hawaii for the Qualcomm event.
Oh yeah,
which was amazing. And we had a bunch of those guys around, like Enabong, Board at Work, David Kogan, the Unlocker, and we're just kind of figuring out who was around. And everyone was like, "Is Saf here? Is he coming?" And I kept checking your social, and I didn't see anything. Yeah, and then finally I saw that IG story. It was IG story. Was it a post that you were on a plane on the way here?
Yeah. So that's. I mean, it was a very last minute thing, and it's actually my first CES.
So are you kidding? This is your
my first CES. Yeah.
Oh, that's hard to believe.
It is. And a funny story. First CES, I kind of walked in, and I was kind of looking around. Went into the central hall, and the lights went off.
Oh, you were there when the power outage happened.
Yeah, and this is literally talking minutes into me coming to CES.
Yeah.
I'm kind of just trying to take it all in, and then lights go off, and I was like, it wasn't me.
I heard that there was an immense flicker for a while. It was flickering on and off, and then finally,
yeah. So it's just, I mean, when I came in, it's just little flicker, and then boom, gone.
Oh man.
So I just met Dan from What's Inside. Yeah. And we're just chatting, and then straight away it just went off. And it's like, what just happened? It's crazy, absolutely crazy.
That's only one of the stories from this. I can only really describe as a crazy CES.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the Google Experience area?
I don't think I did.
Okay, so there are trams that are running. The convention center, we're actually kind of high up here.
Yeah.
And you can see the convention center way over there. And there's a tram stop that's there that goes to a few other hotels. And the tram, or the monorail, whatever you want to call it, the tram on the side, it says, "Hey, Google." It's a huge thing,
everywhere.
Right? But on one of the stops, you can go downstairs, and they have this whole display where it says that you can use "Hey, Google" now instead of OKG. Oh, I keep saying "Hey, Google." I hope I'm triggering no one's phones out there. But there they have this experience center, and it looked really awesome, and people were going.
Yeah.
And then I think just the day before you arrived, it was raining like crazy.
Oh yeah, I saw that was insane.
Yeah. So what happened was it actually rained it out.
Oh.
And everyone started making their little jokes about it, oh, I guess they still don't know about IP certifications or something.
Brilliant.
I don't remember who it was. I don't remember who it was that published this on that tweeted this out, but they said Google live by the cloud, die by the cloud.
Brilliant.
Well, in any case, you are here. It's great to see you. And even if it's a quick turnaround, okay, so we did talk a little bit yesterday because we were hanging out.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you what some of your favorite stuff from CES has been or anything, but you haven't really had a chance to go around.
Oh, it's been crazy because I've just had the 2 days, and I think a lot of it has just been kind of seeing you guys, everybody else. I mean, the tech YouTuber community is awesome, and everybody's here, and you get occasional sort of events where everybody gets together, but CES is where everybody's here pretty much, right?
Absolutely.
So it's just awesome kind of catching up with everybody. I had a brief look around. There's a few things I saw. I mean, the Samsung 146-inch micro LED TV, that's insane.
Yeah, I agree.
It was actually crazy to try to even get up close because it was that was probably one of the busiest places that I came across in the whole CES. There was at least 50 people in front of it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, just seeing that was wow, I want that on my wall. Like my wall does not look good anymore.
Like that is the wall.
That is
at
the
some
wall
point.
that
Yeah.
you want,
I think that's what they call it too. They said like "Welcome to the wall," and they had a little event to show it off. And I stopped in. It was actually the first thing I saw when I came to Las Vegas. And when I walked in, everyone was just crowding around it. Yeah, there were so many other displays, but nobody wanted to leave the wall.
Yeah, but I mean that's the biggest display there, and like it's crazy, and it's modular as well. I mean, they've not released too much about it, but you could make it smaller. You could potentially make it bigger as well. Am I right in thinking that?
I believe so, because the modularity behind it all. I mean, I'm not even too sure what that's all going to mean, but it is a wonderful piece of technology, and there's a lot of that here at CES. And based upon any coverage that you might have seen, is there anything else that you thought was pretty interesting at the show?
Yes, I mean, I'm a bit of a DJI fanboy, so I'm always keeping up to date with what they're doing. So seeing the Osmo Mobile 2, and especially at its new price point, I think it's amazing. Really makes it accessible to everybody. And then I had a play around with the Ronin S.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh man,
so it's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
So again, like if you're into filmmaking, then I can see that as a really useful tool.
So how does that stack up? Because DJI has a very vast library of different gimbals, and of course there's so many other one-handed gimbals out there, like the Zhiyun crane and all that. How do you feel the Ronin like stacks up to those? Like, do you have a gimbal that you use?
So I actually use. I mean, I don't use a gimbal for my DSLR.
Okay.
Micro Four Thirds, my GH4. Mostly I use the DJI Osmo Mobile, the first version. So, but I have played around with the, I'm not even sure what the name is, the bigger Ronin, right?
No, not M. Ronin. Anyway,
the big one. That
the double hand.
Have to kind of and from a practicality point of view, like it's an amazing piece of kit, but setting it up and everything. So like with the Ronin S, that you could have that one-handed. I mean, it's heavy. Don't get me wrong, but you could still have that flexibility of doing some of those shots, which will be much more practical. Like getting into smaller spaces, things like that.
I did see that there's a stand. I don't know if it's built in or if they had it screwed onto the tripod mount, but they had that folded in, and that was like the second handle.
Yes.
So it looked like a staff.
Yeah. But
so
it's pretty cool. So looking forward to playing around with that as well.
Yeah, I really want to try it out too. Like I have a one-handed gimbal from before that's just I'm not gonna say what brand it is or anything, but I think it's a piece of junk now. Because I got it when one-handed gimbals were starting to become a thing.
Yeah.
And of course, like 1.0s of anything,
Yeah, it gets better with time, as you know. Yeah.
So there's been a couple of main themes to CES, and I'm wondering what your take is on this. One of our friends, Michael Josh, actually called it a boxing match of sorts here at CES because it's Las Vegas, between Google and Amazon.
All right.
We have assistants going at it.
Yes.
So Google Assistant, of course, and then Amazon's Echo library with, I'm afraid to say Alexa, but I just did. Alexa finding its way to so many different devices.
Yeah.
I guess my first question would be, what is your assistant of choice?
So my assistant of choice is Google Home. I mean, I don't have anything against Alexa. It's just it's more integrated with everything that I have right now. So and plus Google sent me a bunch of stuff.
Fair enough.
So I mean, I've got a few Google. I've got the Google Home, and then I've got the Google Home Mini as well, and it's linked up to my Philips Hue light system.
Okay.
It's linked up to my smart thermostat. So
Is that a Nest?
It's a Hive actually.
Oh, Hive. Okay.
Yeah, Hive's pretty. It's pretty popular in the UK. I know that they just sort of. They had some announcements here as well with the camera. But yeah, I mean, I've had it at my place for some time, so it's nice to have that. But yeah, I mean, Google, like I've been using Google Assistant on my phone as well, so it kind of just integrates with everything. Having Google Home, it's just something that I'm familiar with. So again, like if there's any Amazon Alexa fans, I always try to do a disclaimer when it comes to Android versus iOS, or when it comes to Google Home versus Alexa. It's like, look, I've got nothing against you, right? Whatever is your personal preference, but my personal preference is Google Home.
I feel the same way. I mean, I had the HTC U11 Live, which has obviously Android with Google Assistant built into it because it's Oreo, or at least Nougat, and the Amazon Alexa app was in there because they wanted to have it integrated. So you could choose between the two assistants. I tried using Amazon Alexa for a while, and it just didn't feel like it was doing as much as Assistant wanted to, or I wanted to with Assistant. And I had a couple of people ask me this already, Google or Amazon. And I just said, there's no such thing as Amazon or Alexa Maps, so that's kind of my main thing.
Yeah, totally.
So on that phone, I would ask Alexa, navigate to this place. It would just open Google Maps anyway.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, it is it's built into, especially if you're somebody who uses Android. Like with me, I primarily use Android. It's integrated with everything, right? So it's just easier for me personally.
Yeah. How about putting assistants into like everything? Like they're starting to put them into the smart displays now.
Yeah.
There's of course speakers and headphones.
Yeah, I mean, so I had a bit of a tour of the Samsung booth. So they've got Bixby integrated with everything.
Yeah.
So for instance, I've got the Family Hub. I've got the 2.0. They've got the 3.0 now. So that's the smart refrigerator, which has cameras built into your fridge. And I describe it as something that you never think you'd need, but once you've got it, it's like, this is so cool because I'm here in Vegas and I can see what's in my fridge.
That's true.
From here, which is like really cool. But yeah, I mean, they've got the integration with everything. So I mean, there's certain things that I can see myself using. Like say, I don't really cook much, but I mean, if you are somebody who cooks, then you could just be like,
do I have these?
Set a timer for this long, or I'm probably going to trigger my Note 8 here as well by saying that. But yeah, so seeing some of those things was really cool, and they've got some newer concepts where if you're listening to Spotify in your car, and when you walk into your house, then you can just be like, "Hey Bixby, carry on playing what I was listening to," and it'll carry on your TV or your speakers. Okay, fair. So there's some interesting concepts. I mean, it is taking over. Like I'm sure in like 5 to 10 years time we'll have everything. I mean, like right now my place, I mean, I've got Google Home. Like I was saying, like, so when I walk into my house and be like, "Hey Google, switch on the living room," and boom, there we go. Sense. And it's just like I love it. It's the features. It's cool.
My dream is to have. I mean, people say it's like the movie Her in a way, but not quite in that direction. But I do want to have a Bluetooth earbud in that I can always have connected to any source I want seamlessly. But then it also has Google Assistant in there, so I can control stuff.
Yeah, totally.
I'd probably have something. I'd be connected all the time. I don't know if that'd be a great thing, but I would have it in my ear pretty much all the time.
I mean, the thing is, like with guys like us. I mean, like I'm constantly on my phone, right? So having that connectivity, like especially like I think one of the things is when driving, right? I still want to be connected, but I obviously don't want to be taking my attention off the road, right? Exactly. So having that integration there, and maybe having it read out any of your messages and things like that, so you're still connected, but you're not being distracted in that way. So
yeah, totally. So I'm sure there are a lot of people out there who have watched your coverage already and watched your channel to see what your thoughts on 2017 were, but I kind of wanted to backtrack a little bit because I want to look at the future, but I first want to look at 2017 and just ask you, what were your highlights of the year? What were your picks? We did all of our best of the year coverage and everything, so I wanted to see what yours were.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of stuff. I mean, in the smartphone space, I think it was a really exciting time. I was because I use Android phones as well as Apple devices. So seeing the iPhone 10 finally with the display, I mean, because this is something I was really, really like kind of bored with the design. So I mean, I actually liked the iPhone. I do use it. Okay. On the smartphone space, I think for me it was because I love smartphones, as you guys probably know, and especially when it comes to cameras. I mean, the Google Pixel cameras, like, wow, like that's, I think, it's coming to a point where I'm taking my camera out less and less, like my DSLR. Sure. I mean, I still wouldn't take it out much, but now it's coming to a point where I just like, I was on the CES floor, and it was like I was, I didn't want to lug around camera with me, and I was just like recording stuff with my smartphone, and it's awesome. Yeah. I did do like a best tech of 2017. My personal favorite, like this is for what I use it for, was the Dell XPS 15, right? Because I've been traveling a lot recently, and I needed something because I'm a Windows user, right? So I wanted something that was portable and powerful, right? And having a look around, there was like you've got some really powerful laptops, but they look really crap, right? And they're just like huge, right? So with the Dell XPS 15, the 9560, for me, it's just like the perfect hybrid. So it's not so bulky. It looks really good. It's got minimal bezels, beautiful 4K display.
What's the graphics card that's in there?
It's the 1050.
1050. Okay.
Yeah. So it's for what I use it for, Premiere Pro, it's actually pretty good. I mean, obviously a 1060 or 1080 possible would be amazing, but then you have pretty much a desktop that you can.
I was about to say, yeah, it's like a workstation at that point.
Exactly. And like with me, like I've got my backpack and I'm going from place to place. So even here, like when I've been doing a bit of editing here and there, and it's just that portability is awesome. So I mean, that was my personal favorite, I think.
I'm in the market for a laptop, and you know what? I should be thinking about the Dell a lot more, I have to say, because I know so many people who are really into the XPS line.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I was surprised because I kind of watched a few of the videos from a few of the other guys, and like the recommendation was always the Dell XPS 15.
We might need to take a quick second. If you see a hard cut real quick, I mean, don't worry. We just had to tell housekeeping that we're good.
Yep.
Okay, so we can move forward to 2018. I mean, CES is obviously supposed to be sort of a snapshot of the rest of the year, which is why the whole assistant fight is interesting to me.
Yep.
But are there any trends, or is there anything that you're really truly excited about coming into 2018? I know there's a lot of speculation in this kind of question.
Yeah. I mean, I'm interested to see what else we're going to get in the drone space, because like I have been like using drones for a long time, and like with the Mavic Pro, it's just amazing with the Spark. So I kind of want to see what we're going to be having this year, and it's quite exciting to see what we're going to be seeing next in terms of portability and quality that you can get. I'm also excited again, like I'm biased, but in the smartphone space to see what else they're going to be doing. I know we saw some demos of the fingerprint scanner within the display. It's been something that's talked about for so long. It'll be nice to see that in action. And
did you get to see it at all?
I didn't.
You weren't able to get over there. Okay, well, it was the Vivo phone.
Was it Vivo phone? Yeah, so I've been seeing that. And like on the smartphone camera side of things, like when the Qualcomm summit, they were talking about 4K HDR video recording on a smartphone. It's like,
that's true.
Wow, like I really want to kind of see how that's going to work and how well that's actually going to be. We saw some leaked specs of the S9. Possibly might be fake, who knows? But we're looking at possibly a primary camera with an f1.5 aperture, which is like, what is going on?
That's kind of bonkers. Yeah, I had to say.
So,
and that's only like something like a couple months away.
So
potentially, we're not making any claims here or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, but based on the leaks that are out there, that's what it's looking like. So I'm really excited to see because for me, like as mentioned earlier on, smartphone cameras are like they're my sort of main area of interest, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm really excited to see what we're going to be having next, because last year was amazing.
Yeah,
like with things like the Pixel and the dual cameras with the portrait modes, which are getting better and better. And some of the shots that I post, like a lot of people like, it doesn't look like that was shot on a smartphone because it's so good.
Exactly. And then our favorite question on social media: what camera was this?
Obviously, which is why I always tag. But you'll still like, last time I actually tagged #not shot on a smartphone, because people always. But I had like 15 comments on that same picture saying, which smartphone was this taken?
Exactly. We know you're lying. Come on, it's a smartphone. Well, that's great. I mean, I'm really looking forward to all that as well. Yeah. And I think for myself, I'm just really hoping that we see something really gnarly come out. I mean, the Axon M was the most recent sort of really crazy idea that they went ahead and put into a smartphone. I want to see more of that. Samsung with their, potentially foldable displays, but we don't know what's going to happen there.
Yeah, I mean, the latest rumors on that side of that, we might not be seeing it this year. It might be next. I mean, again, these are things that, we've seen concepts of for a long time. So seeing that in, a consumer product which you can actually go and get and use on a daily basis, that would be amazing. And that's what we'll see as hopefully the next step.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, think about how long the fingerprint sensor under the display, how long that took to come out.
Yeah.
And even then, it's not even on a production model.
It isn't.
Yeah. So hopefully someone's going to get it. And also, I'm sure you saw what it was. Yeah. Were you disappointed at all that it wasn't like you can touch any part of the display? Because I know a lot of people are talking about that.
I know. I mean, again, that's way ahead. But I mean, I was expecting I was a bit more realistic. So, like one of the things I will say is like with the Note 8 and the S8, you've got that 3D pressure sensitive area.
Yeah.
Which I really like, because wherever I am, I can just push that and that. So I'm kind of used to that sort of area.
Mm-hmm.
So if it was somewhere around there, then, you know, I'd be okay with it. I'd be cool with it, because it's, you know, like with Touch ID, you kind of, it's muscle memory. You get used to where it is. So
True.
I personally, I think I'll be okay with it. But yeah, I mean, having it anywhere would be pretty sick.
That would be a bit futuristic. I agree.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you're probably going to be heading out from here, like, pretty much after this.
Yeah.
But I want to thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you for having me as well. It's been awesome. It's been awesome hanging around with all of you guys as well. So it's always nice to catch up, Qualcomm, and now this, and hopefully MWC maybe.
Yeah. Oh, do you think you're going to be there?
Well, it's not so far from me, so
that's
hopefully.
true.
So yeah.
I forget about the proximity there. Well, I'll tell you what. At the end of all of our videos and live streams for this show, I want to make sure I give you some time to plug anything that you want to. So go for it.
If you're not already following, then, you know, do go ahead and follow me. I'm SuperSaf on everything: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'm not sure why I said Facebook straight after YouTube. That's usually the last one. But yeah, I'm quite active on especially Instagram and Twitter as well. So do go ahead and follow me on there if you want to see lots of tech stuff, as well as beard selfies.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. I did notice myself, and then I was trying to get some tips from him about, like, you know, doing some Instagram stuff as well. So I've learned a lot from you, man. It's great.
Thanks, man. It's always good to hang around. We bounce around ideas.
Yeah.
And love the tech community on YouTube. It's awesome.
For sure. All right, cool. So if you're sticking around for the live stream, I think we have a couple more things coming up today. But if not, you can always stick around to the Android Authority channel for all of our great coverage of CES 2018, because we are, of course, your source for all things Android.